I think what needs to happen is we need to be sweeping these people off our streets. We will find, I would be probably 90% sure, that those people who were shot dead by the police last night were already known to the police, along with at least 3,000 or 23,000, depending on which figure you accept, jihadists who are free in the UK, who we know are involved or are connected with terrorism. Those people need to be, as many as possible, got rid of, and that should be done either by deportation, by detention for those we can't charge and imprison through the normal courts process, and also by excluding those who want to come back after having carried out mass murder, rape and torture with the Islamic State. And we've got at least 400 of those that we know of back here in the UK already.
So you're talking here, Colonel Kemp, to be quite clear, you're talking of a form of internment for some of the people who are on the police's watch list?
Yeah, I'm not suggesting that we should turn this country into a police state or simply go rounding people up without good cause, but I think there are some people that we know are involved in terrorism, and these three may well turn out to be just such people. Obviously, I'm speculating on that, but every other terrorist virtually that's carried out an attack in the UK has been people we've known about before. Yet we can't convict. So we should, and part of the reason that is for that is because we have intelligence that tells us that they're involved in terrorism, but it won't work in court for one of a number of reasons, including the fact that some intelligence evidence is not admissible, and in many cases to reveal intelligence in court gives away the sources and potentially risks other lives, and many sources of intelligence are unwilling to testify in court for obvious reasons because they want to stay alive themselves. So I think we would need to put that intelligence to judges who would then in secret make a decision.
Some, of course, would say about that, Colonel Kemp, if you inter young men who have not been radicalised, perhaps you put some people inside who were the wrong people to be inside, they'd rapidly be radicalised by the other people you've interred them with.
Well, that's a very good point you make, and of course radicalisation in our prisons is one of the greatest problems for radicalisation. That's another area that must be addressed, is the extent that that's happening and stopping it from happening in the way it is. But you're right, we would need to be very careful to make sure that we interned only the right people, and that was people who object to this policy normally cite Northern Ireland in 1971, where we did intern a lot of people, and we interned a lot of the wrong people because we were using out-of-date intelligence, and there were various other mistakes made, but that was one of the main ones. Now, obviously, we don't need to do it like that again. We need to make sure we don't do it like that again if we adopt such a system.
When she said too much tolerance of extremism, there's going to have to be some difficult conversations. I'm not clear who she's talking about there, Colonel Kemp. Who do you think she means?
Well, I think the reality is that many Islamic leaders in this country, many Islamic groups in this country, many mosques in this country support this kind of action. They may not publicly and openly admit it, but they do in many cases, not in every case by any means, but in many cases they do, and not only support it, or perhaps even if they don't directly support it, they turn a blind eye to it. And I think it's those people that we need to be speaking to very clearly. And I think we cannot have this continue to go on as it is. Let's not forget the three attacks in the last few weeks are not isolated. They're a continuation of a long series of planned attacks that, fortunately, because we've got such effective security services, most of them have been stopped. But we can't allow this to go on, and we need to look at closing down mosques where they're encouraging terrorist activity. And those people who say that closing down mosques or getting seriously involved in Islamic religious schools which are inciting terrorism and rounding people up and interning them or deporting them will cause a backlash in the Muslim community. But those same people that tell us that also tell us that the majority of Muslims don't support terrorism, so they should be pleased that we're looking to take more severe action.
You didn't frankly have the balls to put country before party.